Today in Venezuela, we did have the first two fatalities connected with this attempt to bring humanitarian aid into the country. It was close to the border with Brazil, and it involved an indigenous group. What happened was that group was attempting to prevent the Venezuelan military from reaching the Brazilian border, where they were expected to stop humanitarian aid coming in from Brazil. The indigenous group against that, it wants the humanitarian aid to come in. They set up a roadblock. There was an exchange of fire from the Venezuelan military towards those indigenous people, and at least 2 people were killed. Now, one witness to that event has been speaking to the press, and this is what he had to say.
It was a brutal attack. We were in our community, calm, and then the army arrived, the National Guard, which monitors the Venezuela-Brazil border. The army arrived and started shooting.
Now, that was not the only event that happened in that part of Venezuela. There was also some trouble around an airport in Santa Elena. That's a town just very close to the border with Brazil on the Venezuelan side. A group of people attempted to invade that airport. There were rumors that the Maduro government is setting up anti-aircraft missiles there. They were forced back using tear gas, so quite dramatic scenes continued for several hours there, and a reminder that the problem here is not just on the Colombian border. That Brazilian border remains important. Now, also some developments in the diplomatic world. Both Russia and China at the beginning of the day made statements really saying that they did not want to see humanitarian aid enter Venezuela by force. And finally, the United Nations, Venezuela's foreign minister, Jorge Ariadza, he was there. He had a meeting with the UN Secretary General, and afterwards he had this to say.
In this case, it's clear. We insist that there is a legitimate, constitutionally elected government, and there's a fantasy government. The fictitious government is the representation of Trump in Venezuela.
We also got a statement from the UN just after that meeting. In it, it stressed the key point really did seem to be it was asking Venezuela to restrain from using any lethal force against protesters.